I am going to give you a Aatrox jungle thing. Alright, here we go. Aatrox jungle is getting buffed. I'm gonna put it on the screen in front of you guys to see like Aatrox jungle. This is fucking massive. Like as a connoisseur of Aatrox as an entirety, I think this is perfect. I'm a Aatrox jungle. I wouldn't consider myself an Aatrox jungle like one trick because I play many other variety of champions. But it is definitely my favorite thing currently to play. It is genuinely my favorite thing to play. Now, with the recent Aatrox jungle buffs, I'm going to put it on the screen and what it actually does, of course. But now I'm going to show you my rune pages. This rune page is more situational. This is a rune page that you're all familiar with. This is something that most Aatrox players go. Maybe the ability haste one as well instead, or something different like overgrowth in lane or second wind in lane, depending on. But this is jungle we're talking about. What do we go in jungle? The thing about Aatrox is that you want to one-shot people. And to better yet one-shot people and fuck sustain, because sustain is damage equals healing with this champion. You're gonna want to go this build, this rune page that I'm running right now. With the recent jungle Aatrox buffs, only time will tell what the actual best rune page will be, though I do believe this is the best rune page currently. I think Alacrity could be changed to Triumph in certain cases. Alacrity helps that extra attack speed, especially level 1, extremely helps with helping getting passive up quicker, and also gives you that attack speed scaling to help out. Triumph is such an incredible rune on Aatrox, it's almost a must-have, but Alacrity helps so much with jungle clear that honestly it's so nice to have, especially if you go to the Profane build, it'll help it cast it faster. But honestly, with the recent jungle buffs, with the damage increase, Triumph might be the best. I do recommend something like Sixth Sense or this one, or Ultimate Hunter or Treasure Hunter, depending if you want to go Oxium or if you just don't need ult nearly as often. But with that in mind, let's go straight into the practice tool, okay? I want to get into game and show you what this is all about, okay? So, with the Aatrox jungle buffs, I'm going to show you what the actual rune page and the best rune page and why we go Electrocute here, okay? The Aatrox jungle buffs are so massive, okay? What this does for us, it helps us clear. The actual only weakness that Aatrox jungle really has is the ability. Excuse me. Alright, how's it going? With Aatrox jungle, I do recommend the blue one almost every game. I think green would be better if you have Revitalize, which in this case we don't, but blue helps so much with the extra roaming potential that Aatrox needs. Especially with the lack of clear. But with the jungle clear that they have buffed, it's going to be quite different, okay? So, what is going to be the build? Alright, so Voltaic is obviously going to be the first item that we're going to be going. Reason being, Voltaic being the 99% slow, it helps you with combos, it helps you catching people, gank, catch people. It just helps extend your combos and help other people get on top of them. Voltaic is such a go-to with Aatrox jungle. And I think everybody can agree that Voltaic sounds good. But one of the things with Aatrox jungle, what is the next item? Voltaic helps with your clear, giving that extra 100 damage per hit. But what's the next item? The next item is either one of like 3 options, okay? It really depends to how you want to play. I do believe that Sundered Sky is a bit of an overrated item, especially if you wanted to play Aatrox jungle. The reason being is that Aatrox jungle, what damage you want to put on is on your Qs. And what I mean by that is like most of the time you want to kill people and combo people with your Q, okay? Sundered Sky doesn't give you the Q damage you need to one-shot people. What you do need to one-shot people is something like Profane Hydra, something with lethality. But in this case, Profane Hydra can give you that extra on-hit damage on your autos to really add on to the jungle clear, and especially with Voltaic clay combination, like this is some of the highest damage you can get into your jungle clear. Though with the recent buffs with Aatrox jungle, this may not be needed nearly as much, but this still absolutely increases your damage by quite a fucking huge margin. Also, since you have Electrocute with this build that I am featuring, something like Q1W or any other Q, you can proc Electrocute with just 1 QW into Profane. Or you can W for instance, a W auto profane like this, and you would be able to instantly proc profane without having to use Q. There's a lot of different combinations that you can do to proc this profane, this electric Q. Okay. Now for the next item. So the thing about the next item, or excuse me, second item again. This is a new path that I've been going. I think Oxium Arc is such a strong item, especially on Aatrox, that I do believe that going Tiamat and sitting on it is fun. The reason why is because I do genuinely believe that Aatrox is a champion that goes the same build, very similar to a champion like Rengar. Rengar may go Yumu's, and Yumu's on Aatrox isn't like the completely worst thing in the world, though I do think that you might be able to get like more value out of something else. Going Profane into Oxium and sitting on Tiamat second item and into Oxium, it allows you to proc Electrocute still, right? As if you were to have Profane, so with Tiamat instead. But with Oxium, every single time you get a kill, you reduce your ult cooldown. And especially in this game, Aatrox ult is extremely broken. Like, we know this, how much damage, how much healing he gets. It's quite insane, okay? Now, this is probably one of my favorite builds to currently go. Though I do believe that something like Stridebreaker would be okay, but I do think that the health items that we should be going instead, so if we were to go with this build, hypothetically, right, the Oxium with this, and then we also finish Profane Hydra, let's say, this is just an hypothetically, if I finish these three items, what should be my next item? I do think something with health would be really good, something like Gauge, or Hullbreaker, or Spear. Thunder Sky won't be able to give you that value into the late game. It really won't be able to help you that much. Although I do think Spear is better because your E cooldown will be lower. And also help you get that damage up on your Qs. You want more damage on your Qs all the time. And Hullbreaker, I do believe Hullbreaker is such an incredible item, especially on Aatrox. Especially like third or fourth. If you have towers up. If you don't have towers up, please don't buy Hullbreaker. If there's nothing to push in these side lanes and all these towers are gone, there's no point to go Hullbreaker. Okay? You know this. Alright? The thing about Aatrox jungle is that Aatrox is pretty decent in side lane, especially when he's extremely ahead. So being able to have that Hullbreaker is going to help you a lot to put on that pressure. Especially when you have Oxium Arc to, like, you kill one person, you move on to the next because you have your ult back on. So, it's quite huge. So that's pretty much it as far as like the like actual jungle camp clear. So I'll give you an example, okay? Let's just like go over the actual damage. So I'm gonna delete my entire inventory and I'm gonna walk over to this blue buff. This guy's level like the beginning blue buff. Now I'm not quite. I am level 6, so it is gonna change a little bit. But you can tell that the Qs do significantly more damage. And once you hit like a certain level, your passive is gonna do way more damage. So, this is a pretty good clear. Even though I'm level 6, this is not bad whatsoever. And the thing about Aatrox jungle and why it's so good is that passive it will constantly be healing you up. So every time you get that passive off, you're going to be healing a shit ton. Especially when you clear the camp, you're going to get that health back and you're going to be moving on to the next camp by the time you're done. This is a lot of damage. I know I'm level 6, but this is so insane. So it's not... I know for certain that this is absolutely insane. The jungle clear is not okay. I also think that Aatrox jungle is one of the best duelists in the game. What I mean by this is I do believe that every single game, if you are a cheese lord and good on Aatrox, I do think that you can level 1 cheese on Raptors every single game. Let's say that they're here and you fight them. The thing about level 1 Aatrox is that you can just Q it and then auto passive the thing. And you will be able to kill this very quickly. I know I'm level 7, and I have a very high Q points right now, but it is very close in damage. You would very much see this. So you want to Q, and keep queuing, even if you have passive up, passive after. I do recommend Q1, Q2 into passive instead of, like, for instance, in the beginning, you do not want to Q1 into passive. And if you were Aatrox one trick, you would definitely understand as to why Q1 into passive doesn't quite reach as much as you would like to, you know? Oh, I missed that. That's my bad. It's because my E was on cooldown. But you can kind of get the idea. The amount of damage you do, the amount of potential you have being able to Q with the AoEs and also being able to hop over walls constantly, being able to dodge vision, something like this. Aatrox E has the ability, which most junglers do not have this. Most junglers cannot jump over the wall just so easily and effortlessly. Not many champions can do something like this. The only champions I can really think of on top of my head that can consistently do a hop over this wall and like dodge vision is somebody like Echo. With actually Echo has a better E ability going over walls than Aatrox, but Aatrox is extremely close in this factor. He's extremely close to Echo E and being able to hop over walls. But it gives you the ability to dodge vision, and also being able to, for instance, cheese people with Q, especially when you're going max damage and going electric Q early game. You can imagine going Q, Q, you already procced electric Q and you do your full combo. At this point, this guy is dead. This guy's dead as crap, 1600 damage. I know I'm level 7, but I have no items. This is like actually like not a realistic scenario, but like decently realistic, especially if I had more items, I would do even more damage here. So you kind of get the idea. As far as actual strengths, please tune in. Like my actual gameplay, how to tune in to like my streams if I do stream, because unfortunately I don't have like the proper setup for it as well. Thank you for watching. I'm an Aatrox One Trick. I've been playing this game for a very long time. I've been playing since like season 3. I have reached Challenger, but currently I am Master, playing in Master, Grandmaster lobbies. I'm very familiar with this champion, along with other champions, as well as the jungle role, top role, mid role, and also probably most champions. But in this case, Aatrox Jungle is my favorite, and I am very, very excited to have this be like an actual viable pick. Aatrox Jungle has a 45% win rate in Emerald Plus average rank, though um, with these changes, I do believe he's going to be like an actual like viable Aatrox Jungle champion. Like this champion is going to be absolutely disgusting. I am the Aatrox connoisseur, Aatrox patriot, Aatrox pioneer. I have created Aatrox Jungle. Not 100% created, because I did absolutely get this from Nail, the idea of Aatrox Jungle. And ever since then, like several years ago that he tried it for the first time, I have been addicted to Aatrox Jungle. Not the thing that I've been like absolutely one-tricking and the only thing I play. It's just something that I absolutely enjoy and I wish it was more good. And it is. We are on the right track. Aatrox Jungle with such a low pick rate, I do believe that with the pick rate will skyrocket, and it's going to be really, really exciting. Thank you all for watching. I do have a quick message. You guys are all free to go, but anybody who's familiar with my content, I do GunZ content frequently, every so often, edited it or not, and I'll be able. Of course, I will continue doing the GunZ content, though. This is like such a relevant piece uh, of League of Legends for somebody like me that has been playing Aatrox Jungle for so many years, and then finally coming to light um, into something like that I've wanted for an extremely long time. As you can tell, like I made a video for this. I'm an extremely excited person for this. It's gonna be big. So thank you all for watching. I hope you learned a few things from this. Especially if you have any questions for rune pages, I do recommend the Conquer Resolve tree. Going like Revitalize, it could be really, 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 really good. Though I think that's more situational than going Electric Q, being able to one-shot people with Qs and going the full damage route, going the full lethality, and then being able to go the HP if you so please and can, like Hullbreaker Spear or Thunder Sky second item if you so please. I do believe that Death Stance is only good with HP as well. So, on Aatrox, because Aatrox doesn't really get a shit ton of HP until much later. I do think Hubris isn't bad as well. If you're interested in that, though, Viltake will help with gank setup and everything. So, if you guys do have any questions, please let me know. I'm gonna like try to like edit this out as much as I possibly can. I really don't want this to be a boring video for you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something.